How different is it coming into a second Olympics now?
Actually, I mean, there's similarities and differences, but it is really different just with my role on the team and the fact that I think more of the players than not it's their first time going to the Olympics. So I kind of need to be a little bit of the veteran and tell them kind of what to expect and just to like be patient when we get there down to Brazil and just to like go with the flow and understand that like nothing can kind of affect us. Like we need to be totally in the zone, and I feel like it's exciting like to go my second time around now because I'm able to kind of help those girls out a little bit, but it's exciting for me as well.
And London was your coming out party, really, if you want to look at it that way, right? 3 goals, 4 assists. I mean, looking back on it, why do you think you were able to be so successful on that huge stage?
You know, I think 2012 was like the first year that I starting with the team and in that starting lineup, and I felt like it was a long time coming and I was really pushing for it. So I felt like I really wanted to prove myself, and everything just came together. I felt like I had so much support from my teammates, and I felt like I had a great partnership up top with Abby. So it was a great tournament for not only myself, but the entire team. I feel like we played really good soccer.
What's it going to be like being without Abby now?
You know, I've had a little bit of time now to play with some of the younger players like Kristen Press and Mallory Pugh and Crystal Dunn, and I mean those players are stepping up big time. So I'm really excited to see what they have to offer in a big tournament and how they step up in their own light and how they shine. But I'll always miss Abby. I mean, she was always like my biggest supporter, and she was so inspiring to me.
What did you learn from her?
I learned a lot from her. I mean, I learned to trust my instinct and go with my gut, to believe in myself. And I learned that it's so important to be selfless on a team sport and just know that, you know, wanting to put the team first in turn, you know, that eventually that comes around. That's good karma. And I feel like for Abby, she was always complimenting her teammates. She was always putting in team first and saying she's nothing without her teammates. And it's so true, especially in the sport of soccer. And as I play more and more with this team, I learn just how much time we spend together and how much we really need to get to know each other on and off the field, because that really does translate on the field. And I think she was someone that passed that down.
You had what is still the latest goal in FIFA history against Canada in the semifinals in the last Olympics.
Yeah.
What was that moment like?
That moment was crazy, to tell you the truth. It was, I felt like we were pushing for a goal and it was going to happen. We were not going to go to penalty kicks. And I mean, everyone knows just how stressful and daunting penalty kicks seem and look. And in the moment, it is like that. And so for us, I felt like I didn't think that we were going to go to penalties at all. And I knew it was the 121st minute, the 122nd minute, coming on the 123rd minute, and there was only 3 minutes of extra time. And I knew we were going to score. Like, it wasn't of if, it was like when. And of course, it happened like in the last play of the game from a great cross from my teammate Heather O'Reilly. But that was crazy. I felt like in that moment, I didn't know what happened. After it happened, all my teammates swarmed me, and felt like I was living a dream at that moment. It was great.
So it was sort of an out-of-body experience?
It was, definitely. It took me a minute or two, probably till when the ref blew the whistle, for me to kind of understand that we were going to the gold medal match, and we were coming out with a silver or gold medal. And for us, it wasn't going to be silver.
And how has the adjustment been to you since the last Olympics in terms of your fame and your endorsements, a best-selling children's book series, cover of Sports Illustrated, a cover of FIFA 16? I mean, you name it. What has that been like?
Yeah, from 2012 to 2016, I think it's a lot different. It's exciting to be where I am and to know where I was in 2012, just gaining a starting spot with the U.S. team and trying to prove myself. But I think it's also difficult because now I need to continue to prove my worth and continue to show people why I belong at the top of the game and why I deserve these things off the field that I do, these covers and whatever, these events that I'm invited to. I need to show that I'm able to have all these off-field accomplishments because of my play on the field.
And looking back on it, how was your performance on the way to winning the gold medal a life changer for you?
I feel like every game I got better and better, and I scored some goals, had some good assists, and I felt like it was it was kind of the complete tournament that I would have wished for, that I would have dreamt of. And so it was great for me. And then for us to end it with a gold medal and being able to stand on the top of the podium, it was just an amazing tournament. And I hope to really replicate that this time around. I know we have such different personnel on this team, but I feel like this team is so ready. Like I feel like we're even further ahead than last year during the World Cup. I think we kind of started out slow, but this team has just dominated the last 10 games that we've had this year so far. So it feels really good going into the Olympics.
Because you go in with sort of a gold medal or bust mentality. At least those are the expectations around you. What kind of pressure does that bring?
It brings a lot of pressure knowing that we're kind of expected from the U.S. to bring home the gold. That does kind of put some added pressure on us, but I think that this environment that we create, I don't think we can add any more pressure. I feel like we put so much on ourselves and to perform well every single day and to hold each other accountable that I feel like we already create that competitive environment. And I feel like we just strive off of it because we're in that environment every single day, every year, not only the Olympic year.
How do you personally handle that? Do you like pressure?
I do when you come out on top. No, I mean, it's difficult, but I think that I think the reward is greater than the risk. You know, I feel like when there's pressure and when there's more risk, when you come out on top, it's even that much sweeter. And I feel like that reward of winning that gold medal is worth it in the end.
Hannah Storm face-to-face with Alex Morgan. Morgan and Team USA in the quarterfinals tomorrow. There's your bracket. Winner of USA-Sweden gets Brazil and Australia winner. More Sports Center straight ahead.
She's always been a standout. Out of 4 children, the only girl. And everyone in 14-year-old Mackenzie Toman's family agrees. Her personality finds its fullest expression when she's playing soccer.
I don't like to dress up and be dolly all the time. I like to get down and get in the mud and have fun.
Foul somebody sometime?
I've done that a few times. When the person's being like really annoying and getting right up on me and I'm just like, get off, just away.
She might say I'm sorry after she knocks you down, but still. When she was healthy and out there running around, it was just a marvel to watch her play.
That was before November 14th, 2015, when this forward from Davison, Michigan, scored 2 goals in a 4-3 win and came off the field not feeling quite right.
My leg was numb. I was like, Dad, I need to sit for a few minutes. It's numb. I just need to make sure it'll wake up.
My mom ended up taking her to the pediatrician for us. She's like, the doctor says there's something wrong. He's not sure what's wrong. You need to take her to the emergency room.
Mackenzie had a severe Chiari malformation, a congenital defect that now required immediate brain surgery.
They're going to have to go in and do a surgery and actually remove a piece of her back of her skull to stop the brain from pushing against the spinal cord. It hits you. Because that's my little girl. It's my only little girl.
What do you find yourself thinking about at a time like that?
Everything. Am I gonna have to call a funeral home?
Mackenzie would undergo 8 hours of surgery at Hurley Medical Center in Flint. Afterwards, a tube would remove excess fluid from her brain. Released from the hospital 6 days later, Mackenzie recovered at home. How did you stay so strong during all that?
It was really hard because I know I wanted to be there for my team, and they had just, they were just so supportive over everything that had gone on.
You meant a lot to them, didn't you?
Yeah.
Months later, she returned to school, riding the bus with her brothers. Doctors ruled out contact sports, A blow to her head could have severe consequences. But Mackenzie was desperate to play soccer again.
When I first looked up like soccer headgear, I was like, this would work. And my mom was looking at it and she's like, well, you gotta choose color. I'm like, simply red.
And it matches your hair.
Yeah, but it's not quite this red. There's some times where I just like think I'm never going to be back on the field again, but it ended up happening.
The first thing she did was go out and pull a foul because she elbowed a girl down. She wasn't even down the field for a minute and a half, and she comes up and just wham! And I'm like, really?
Mackenzie's wish is to attend a U.S. women's national team game and to meet some team members. At her team's pizza party, she's not expecting to see a personal message from her favorite player.
Hey Mackenzie, it's Alex Morgan here with the U.S. Women's National Team. I hear you're a tough competitor, and because you're so fierce on and off the field, we want to make your wish come true. So I'm inviting you to join me and the rest of the gals as we play in Chicago for one of our final send-off matches before the Olympics. We want to invite you and your family to attend our practice at Soldier Field. We can't wait to meet you, so we'll see you soon.
Mackenzie can't believe it. There's even an official team jersey with her name on the back.
It's so sweet. It's even got my number.
Days later, Mackenzie and her family are in Chicago, where a tricked-out limo lets them enjoy the city sights and whisks them to Soldier Field. She's all access at the team's practice. And then, she's on the pitch herself and gets a big hug from Alex Morgan.
Were you surprised when you got the
Yes,
message?
I was very
You were
surprised.
super surprised?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to one of our games before?
No.
Do you want to, I don't know, kick the ball around? And
Sure.
Suddenly, it's a dream come true, as the teenager who feared she might lose soccer forever is passing it back and forth with a player she's idolized. As they get to know each other,
do you like having your dad as coach
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
most of the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad was my coach till I was like 13.
as practice draws near, they're joined by members of the coaching staff as Mackenzie shares her lifelong involvement with the game they all love.
When I was born, my older brother Matt was in like U6, and a week later he had a game and my mom had me out there when he was playing.
Yeah.
So she had the stroller out there with me.
It's like Mackenzie is part of the team, and when midfielder Allie Long stops by, no topic is off limits.
My mom actually found a recipe to make snow ice cream. No way. Yeah. You mix the snow with some sugar and milk and vanilla, and it makes a nice ice cream.
After practice, Alex gives Mackenzie a jersey that gets signed by every player. And then,
Mackenzie, you're gonna call this for us, all right? Yeah.
Okay. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team! I'm always the loudmouth.
the following day, game time. After a VIP tour of Soldier Field and some photos by the Team USA bench, the family has great seats for the match. A goal in the 35th minute from Crystal Dunn gets Mackenzie cheering, and the game finishes 1-0 for the USA. Afterwards, there's a game ball for Mackenzie and a final goodbye.
So good to meet you now.
It's the perfect end to a winning wish.